Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to be doing a new game today, okay? It's still the attribute game, meaning that we're still working with our shapes, the pieces that were given to us in our first packet, the rectangle, the circle, the square, and the triangle. But we're going to be sorting by the shape this time rather than the color, okay? So, moms and dads, in our last packet, I had sent home the different colors to sort the different shapes by based off of their color. If you want, just on the other side with a pencil, you can draw a circle on one and a square on another. For these group of kids, what we're working on is really more of getting familiar with the shapes. Not every student is up to the same as others in terms of sorting. For some kids, we're still working on identifying those shapes, and that's a great thing for us to do. It's exposure, and that's what we want. So, what I would say for those students that you realize that are probably not up to the point of understanding, sorting between the different ones, we're working on identifying the shapes, okay? And starting off there to begin with, okay? So what I would do is I would focus just on two shapes alone. So usually I start with like a circle and a square, okay? But with this, I make a point to use the white side of it. The reason why I do that is because of the colors, they can sometimes fixate on the colors rather than the actual shape that we're asking for. So I do recommend using the other side of it, okay, just so that they can actually distinguish a little bit better. So what I would do is it's almost considered trial. So just that exposure of identifying. So what I would do is say I'm starting with the square, okay? I would ask your child, oh, show Miss Jackie square, touch square, and they touch the square. Say they touch the circle first. You would just move their hand over and say square. This is touching square. Great. Switch out the hands again. Show Miss Jackie square. And you would do this about 5 times of them identifying it, okay? And then the next time you would do the same with the circle. So you would hold up again, oh, touch the circle. And then again, you'd always correct them, but by correcting them, you don't just say no, wrong, anything like that. You would just take their hand and manually move it over to the shape that you're asking and identifying again to them like, oh, this is square, right? Great touching square, okay? It's not a problem if they're wrong. This is all learning experience for all of us, okay? So please don't fixate or worry about any of that. We'll get them there. But just the exposure, that's really what we want, the exposure and that continuity as much as possible, okay? But again, I would just focus on two shapes, the square and the circle, okay? If you notice over time they're starting to identify those two things, I would start to incorporate with that next step of being able to sort, but I would probably just sort those two shapes alone again. So what I would recommend is, again, like I said, with the materials that were sent home, I did give you these colored squares that they were sorting on based off of color, but you could change it to the other side and with a pencil, draw that circle and draw a square on it. And again, you can have them identify, hold it up again, that white side, ask them, oh, touch square, show Miss Jackie square. They touch the square, and then you could take their hand and manually bring it over to the square. Oh, good matching square. And they're just working on that, okay? So it's just a little bit, in a sense, like baby steps, but it's the beginning steps, okay? So it's just the exposure. It's just to, also be participating in the game as well to the best of their ability, okay? I hope you are doing a great job. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.